here at WGN. I'm Elton Jim Turano with you until 5, and that's the Bodines, one of the best Midwest rocker bands from way back in the mid-'80s. Their first album, Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, from the line from a Rolling Stones song. Boy,
Love, Sex, Hope, and Dreams. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Love and hopes and sex and dreams and still surviving on the street.
Yes.
And look at me.
Shattered.
I'm in tatters.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Don't mind the maggots. Anyway, I'm sorry. How did I totally blow that? But I love the Bodines, and so does my guest here in the studio, sportscaster in Chicago for, 25 years or so?
Yeah, about 30. Yeah, 25, 30.
And also a play-by-play guy for the Kane County Cougars and the Joliet Slammers, Mark Vasko. Welcome to the show.
I'm very glad to be here.
You know, we want to talk a little sports today because, of course, it is Sunday. It doesn't feel like it's Sunday. It feels like it's still Saturday night to me.
Well, it is.
But it is Sunday, and in fact, in less than less than 8 hours, we will have kickoff for the Bears, and the Cubs and the Sox will be playing their last game of the season. And then this week, on Wednesday, October 7th, we've got huge sports day. We've got both the Blackhawks, right? They'll open.
Exactly right.
And that's the banner thing, right?
And it is. And it's also obviously a playoff game for the Chicago Cubs. Who would have thunk?
Playoff baseball in Chicago.
Astounding.
The one thing I'm hoping for, I've been a Cub fan since I was a little kid. I grew up on the Northwest Side, 3 blocks off of Addison. Used to take the bus when I was 12 and even younger. And you're a huge Cub fan too. Here's what I'm hoping. Not only do I want them, of course I want them to win this one-game playoff, but the real reason I want them to win is because I want to see those vines when they get brown. Right. Remember in 2003?
Absolutely.
We never saw the vines brown in this city for decades because they were always, the season was over and it was still sunny and they weren't dying.
Well, I'm just glad it didn't happen last night because the weather was brutal. Yeah. That's why I keep thinking, well, it's great to have the Cubs in October, but you roll the dice around here, it could be snowing for all we know. Or, last night was brutal.
Yeah, yesterday. Not today is gorgeous.
Well, right now, thank goodness.
But, oh, man, Wrigley
I know.
At night with those brown and green vines, how great will that be? So, and then, like I said, moving forward, we've got the Bulls coming up as well, so there's so much going on. But I did want to touch base because with the Cubs, I don't know about you, but I thought if they were 500 this year,
exactly,
that would have, and people, I thought that's a huge improvement. They lost 89 games last year, so just to be 81-81 is a huge jump, and be happy with that, Cub fans. But there was so much hype.
Well, that's all all I said to people was, the kids are up now in the majors. That's all I want. I don't care. I just want to see the kids that they're talking about. And they're not going to be terrible. They're actually going to be watchable.
Right.
Because they haven't been even watchable lately. So I figured, 500, it'll be the kids. We'll be able to see them develop. It'll be just a fun season. They're not going to be in contention, but they're not going to be terrible. And
wow.
And then Jake Arrieta decides to have the season of all seasons.
Once you say that both Theo Epstein and Hoyer and Joe Madden, even they have to be shocked.
Oh, absolutely.
What are they, 95, 96 games so far they've won?
They had 96 games.
And they're in third place. If they were in any other division in the American, in all of baseball, not just the National League, they'd be in first place.
No question. Well, they brought in Lester to be the ace.
And he's not even the ace.
And he's been really good, but they didn't think they already had one, is my point.
Isn't that crazy?
They actually already have one.
Now wait a minute. I've been saying this before, and there is somebody on the line, and you're a big Cub fan, Mark, so I think you're going to appreciate this. Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, my gosh. Is that who I think it is? Hello?
Elton, what's going on down there?
Hello? Who is this?
This is Roger up in the newsroom.
Oh, Roger, badass. How the heck? Will you help me, Roger?
I'll try. Ronnie?
Well, first of all, yes.
Oh,
how the heck?
Ronnie.
Hey, big boy.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, Roger?
Boy,
It is so good to hear a familiar voice because I called in because I've been calling WGN all summer.
Yeah.
And nobody's answering the phone.
Well, you know.
Where's Patrick? Where's Pat Hughes? Why is he not taking my call?
Well, you know, things have changed a little bit down here, Ronnie.
Well, hey, believe me, things have changed for me too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't exist anymore.
Well,
how's that for change?
You exist in the hearts and minds of all your fans, buddy.
Roger, I gotta say, I'm right now in my ultimate skybox.
Yeah.
And just so you know, no obstructions up here. No rooftops. I could see over everything. The Jumbotron. I got a great. In fact, if I turn to my left, I can even watch Japanese baseball.
Wow, that's pretty good.
How great is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the afterlife. It's like my own man cave.
That's great. Any Cub Scouts over there watching the Japanese with you?
Well, no, but not thankfully, but how nice.
Yeah.
Who expected? But. Ernie Banks is with me now. Hey, Ernie. I didn't expect Ernie here. According to the guy that runs the place, he was supposed to be here in about 3 years. I don't know what happened. I hope there's nothing going on. But
no, it's things happen sometimes.
But it's nice to see good old number 14, and he's just as chipper as ever.
Oh yeah. Well, he probably wants to play like 100 instead of just 2. Now that you're up there, you know.
Let's play eternity.
There you go.
So I understand, and I understand also. There's another guy, Mark,
Ronnie.
I understand. Believe me, Mark. I don't know who the hell you are at all. I understand that you say that you're a sportscaster. I don't know who the heck you are, and I've been in Chicago a long time. But anyway.
I have actually talked to you before, Ron.
I don't even remember who I talked to about 10 minutes ago. I don't even know who I'm talking. I don't even know who Roger Badass is.
Well, you remember we sat and talked several years ago.
No,
we did. Yes,
I don't know what you're talking about.
At your walkathon, at your JDRF walkathon.
Oh, JDRF.
One time you were along the lakefront.
Well, of course, and that's a very close to my heart. Even now, while I don't have a heart. But it is still close to my heart. But I wanted to tell this guy, Mark, that claims to be some kind of a sportscaster in Chicago. I mean, he's no Len O'Connor.
Oh, no.
Or he's no.
Nobody can be Bulldog Drummond, but you know.
But I just want you to know that in the afterlife here.
Yes, sir.
We know all Cub fans, and just so you know, your name is in the big book.
Oh, well, good to know.
As a major Cub fan, even though I looked through the book, and most of the names I recognized, but I didn't recognize yours. But it's glad to know. But I am just so excited.
Well, I'm glad you got through to somebody. Somebody answered.
I was like, what the heck is going on? I don't know what the heck happened. So you're saying it's on another station?
It is on another station.
Come on! Yeah. What happened? So Patrick is there too?
Patrick is there.
Oh, well, at least he's got a gig. That's good. Wow.
But they liked the name Ron so much, they hired another guy named Ron.
Well, I think that's the only place. Well, Patrick, of course, is getting old. They just wanted to make sure he had a name he remembered.
Exactly.
Because if they hired a guy named Fred, who knows what would have happened. So we got to find a guy, Ron, even if he's not good. We'll get a Ron so he can still say Ronnie, and we're all set. But,
exactly. That's how that works.
Well, anyway.
So you said you have a good view?
I've got an incredible view from the afterlife. And
now, I don't remember. Did you say you don't have to wear the gamer anymore on game days, or that you do anyway? Or
well, you know what? Here in the afterlife, what happens is you can pick what era of your life that you want to be seen as in eternity.
Well, that's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting. Isn't it interesting how Mark's voice is also in the echo? Are you in the afterlife too, Mark?
It's the phone line.
I'm in the.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe
it's there.
Good job.
You know.
Oh, wait, sorry. Let me put a good job, Roger, for the concept. Okay, so that's why. Is that why?
That's how good the connection is.
That's how good the connection is.
It's almost like when you have listeners call.
Right. Okay.
The radio's kind of on in the background.
Great save, Roger.
The whole empathy thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Great save, Roger. This way, we won't have to keep hitting that button on and off. So anyway,
you're back there. Okay,
yes, I'm back.
Yeah,
but I can see all, and it looks like the producer is saying, Elton Jim, that you got to take a break. So why don't we hold on and
you're going to come back.
Well, Ronnie, can you come back? Ronnie? Yeah, can you come back, Ronnie? Hey, I'm here forever. I mean, where am I going?
The green room in the sky.
Yeah,
you can sit for a while. Okay.
I mean, I'm just sitting around here waiting for the Cub game to start in about 15 hours.
But you've got your JDRF walk is happening a little later on this morning.
Yes, and I'll be walking in spirit.
Yes, you
with
will.
Everybody, and I must be, in all honesty, that's a very important event, and I'm very happy about that. I'm glad it's continuing, and thank you for all the people who are participating, because JDRF is an important thing, junior diabetes, and that's why I lost my legs, because of diabetes, and that's why I'm happy to be in eternity, because now I got my legs back. Come on!
Click those heels, Ronnie.
Well, now I can.
Exactly.
His legs and his hair.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got them all back.
Ronnie back in fine form. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. And we're back here at WGN. I'm Elton Jim Turano, filling in for Dave Plyer this morning. It's about 5:35, and in the studio with me is Chicago sports reporter. According to Ron Santo, maybe he isn't.
Interviewed you many times, Ron, but you're forgiven for not remembering.
Mark Vasko, and we do have a very special guest from the afterlife, from the ultimate heavenly skybox. It's good old Ronnie. Ronnie, how are you now? You still there? Hello, everybody. Hi, big boy. It is so nice to be back on WGN and to talk about the Chicago Cubs.
Hey, Ronnie, you mentioned that you get to pick your era.
Yes. Now, in the afterlife, you get to pick whichever era of your life you want to look like. So I was so tired of putting and taking on and taking off this gamer, my toupee.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I would like to just have a pair of legs. So I picked 1960.
Well, there you go.
I still had a nice little coif.
Yeah.
I actually could comb it and brush it and hairspray
and
it.
It won't get set on fire.
Well,
This is all good.
Now, did you comb from right to left or left to right?
Well, it depends on the wind.
That's true. The prevailing wind.
The wind blowing out to you?
Yeah, the wind was blowing out.
Yeah, okay.
On a good day, the balls stayed in, but my hair went all over the place.
So now for you, that means Wrigley Field probably still sells the Ron Santo pizza.
Oh, wow. Oh. Now you see, once again, I said to you before, Mark, what is it?
Vasco, Ronnie.
You say you're a sports reporter in Chicago, but I don't know. But anyway, it says in the official Heavenly Cubs book that you are a big Cubs fan, and you must be, to know and remember my pro pizzas.
Yes.
Come on. I've got about 500 boxes of pro pizzas in a storage bin over in Arizona, where my poor wife, Vicky, is still wondering to sell them on eBay. If Vicky, if you're hearing, sell them. They're not going to be worth any more than they are right now. So sell the damn things and let's get it over with. But man, as I've told many people, there was one time when I was having a bad game and we were playing bad, and the fans were literally throwing the pizzas like frisbees at us on the field. I was like, come on! Do you know how the ingredients? I mean, that was high-level sausage.
I understand.
That was Sargento cheese. We weren't using any knockoffs.
Hey,
I was using Vienna sausage and Sargento cheese.
Hey, I was there for those Sunday doubleheaders. Those pizzas came in handy.
They did. Yeah. They did. Well, and I'll tell you, just between you and me, Mike, whatever. I made a boatload of money off that. way more than old man Wrigley ever paid me. I'll tell you that.
I remember the sign like back beyond the right field wall.
Right. Well, definitely. But anyway, I'm just so excited to be back in the spirit world because I'm so proud of my Chicago Cubs. I mean, how about that rookie Lane Bryant?
I know, he's outstanding.
I mean, this and then John Mariotti, the pitcher.
Absolutely.
These guys, from up here. In fact, I just was so happy. 3 days ago, Yogi Berra showed up. Haven't seen him in God knows how. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that because I don't want to give too much away about the afterlife.
I understand.
But it was nice to see Yogi, and he picked 1934. You should see him running around. He's picking everybody up like he did Don Larson. I said, hey, Yogi, put me down. Come on. He's picking everybody up. Literally.
Well, just so you're not haunting
people. You
should
see what he did to Gina Lollobrigida. Well, I don't even know if she's dead. But, well, anyway.
But you got her name right.
Right.
So
well,
congratulations on that.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. Well, who was Jane Mansfield. And she's got her head, which is nice.
Well, I would imagine she
up
would
here,
that,
everything comes back together. It's a great life, believe me. I loved Earth. Don't get me wrong. And I miss my fans, and I miss my family, and I miss my dog, Joker. But it's not bad up here. I got to tell you.
Accommodations are pretty good?
It's not bad.
How's the food?
Oh, well, hey, it's every day is like the seventh inning. The dessert cart comes with that nice turtle pie. Oh, my God.
So I imagine that when Brant Brown passes, he'll go back to New York before,
don't even talk to me
before he drops the fly ball.
No! Oh, no!
I don't want to bring up bad memories.
Oh, wow.
It just occurred to me.
I didn't even know you could have a flashback in the afterlife, but my goodness. Hopefully Lane Bryant won't do that in the playoffs.
We hope not.
Can we, Ronnie, can we take a call? We've got a phone call for. I love to talk to the fans. Hello? Who is this?
This is Mary. Is this the real Ron Santo?
This is well, how many would there be? Of course it is.
I love your show with Pat Hughes and Ron Santo.
Well, me and Patrick.
I remember when you even made that show called This Old Cub.
Oh, my son, Jeff Santo, directed and put that. He's a fine filmmaker. And my son, Jeff, followed me around for like a year. And we put together, it's called This Old Cub, and it's sort
This
of...
Old Cub.
Yeah, and of course, thanks to my son Jeff, he got the footage of me when I didn't get into the Hall of Fame, when I was practically crying when I got the call. Thanks a lot, son.
I want to tell you that I'm not a sports fan. I'm a woman. Don't give a...
Hey, the gals can be sports fans, too.
Well, I'm a Cub fan. I think that WGN made a mistake to get rid of the Cubs, but...
Well, hey, you know what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm up in heaven. I don't know about contracts or rights. I'm just...
What I want to say is that Pat Hughes and Ron Santos were the funniest people on the planet. You don't have to be a baseball fan to have loved to listen to their shows.
Mary, let me just...
The greatest.
Thank you so much.
You were so funny, Ron Santos.
Thank you. You are a delicate... Mary, you are a delicate flower.
If I get to heaven, I want to meet you.
Oh, you will. You definitely will. In fact, let me... Wait a minute. November might not be a good month for you, Mary. According to the book that I've got, you might not want to cross the street on November 12th. You might want to stay home.
Well, I just think that Pat Hughes and Ron Santos, even if you didn't like sports that much, you guys were so great to listen to.
Well, thank you so much.
You were so funny.
You're so nice. And I like especially...
That video, whatever, This
Old Cub. Okay, we talked about that already. Okay, that's the 7th time you mentioned it. Do you own any copyrights?
How are sales going on that thing?
Well, they've spiked now, that's for sure. Thanks to Mary. Holy cow. Come on. Thank you, Mary, for the plugs. But seriously, Patrick and I appreciate it. We were a great team. I love Patrick. And the best part about Mary's call is that she kept calling me Santos. Ron Santos.
There's only one of you, though.
And it's not plural.
Listen, Ron.
And I'm not Hispanic. I'm Italian.
I know Elton's got to go to a break pretty soon, and I got to get out of here and make way for Dave.
Oh, well, Roger, it's always nice to hear a familiar voice.
You know. Sure. Fine.
Yeah. I know. Well, hey, he's on WGN.
Oh, well, all right.
If you weren't on WGN, I didn't even know you existed. Come on!
I'd be just like Mike or Marker.
They pointed me.
Joe, don't worry about it.
They pointed me in a direction, and I walked there for a while.
But speaking of walks, I just wanted to get some information out for your JDR.
Oh, now this today. So thank you, Roger. Thank you so much, because this really is serious and important.
Yeah, Montrose Harbor. Independence Grove in Libertyville.
Hey, Roger, I'll take the echo so you're not in heaven.
Okay, yeah. Turn the radio down a little bit in the background there. Okay, Moraine Valley Community College in Palos Hills, Civic Plaza Park, Levy District in East Peoria, Bussy Woods, Ned Brown Meadow in Schaumburg, and St. James Farm in Warrenville. And again, those are getting underway this morning. You can go online to jdrf.org and look for the sites, get information. You can register if you haven't already, or you can just go on out and have a good time with people and enjoy the weather. It should be clearing up just a little bit today, and a great day for the JDRF.
Well, thank you, Roger. It's great to talk to you and see you again, and hopefully we'll have a chance to talk again when the Cubs are in the World Series. Come on!
There you go, buddy.
All right. I like Roger. Well, Mark, I'm sorry that Ron sort of took over your segment, but we do have a little time left. But I don't know if you want to talk sports, we certainly can. If you want to keep talking to Ronnie, we can do that too. We'll decide that after the break. I just need to break it to him if we are going to cut off it. But it's not very often that you hear from people from the afterlife. So sometimes you just got to go with the flow. It's like a Monty Python bit. In the middle of something else happens, so you go with that. Anyway, it's about 4:45 a.m. here at WGN AM 720. I'm Elton Jim Turano filling in for Dave Plyer, and we'll be back with more craziness after this. We made reference to this song earlier in the show, Open All Night, which we have been open all morning, though. That's why I didn't pick it, Mick, okay? It says open all night, not morning. Hello, I'm a stickler to concept.
I understand.
But that's Bruce Springsteen, Open All Night there. I'm joined in the studio here by sports announcer Mark Vasko, and
that was the only song, by the way, that I could play on the radio when Nebraska came out.
Right.
I was working at the student radio station in SIU down in Carbondale, and I'm a huge Springsteen fan, and Nebraska's out.
As I am,
And I'm like, well, what do I want to play Springsteen on my show. I've got the new record I can play. What am I going to play?
Yeah, it's a very stark, very sparse album.
So thank goodness for that song.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was the only one I would play it like every night.
And what's great about this, you ever hear the big band version of that?
Oh, yeah.
I love that version. Fantastic. Anyway, we're going to say bye very quickly to our special guest here, Mark. So okay. I didn't want to leave him hanging if that's possible.
He's got nowhere to go.
Ronnie, are you there? Hello, big boy. Still here, enjoying the show. And once again, it's nice to be back on the airwaves of WGN, where I had so many good years. And let me just say that while I appreciate the statue and I appreciate the Hall of Fame, you couldn't put me in while I was alive, and you couldn't give me the statue while I was alive? Come on! Gee whiz! I was eligible for the Hall of Fame from 1978. And then I die, and then suddenly my stats are good enough to get in. Come on, Joe Morgan!
Don't get me started on Joe Morgan.
Come on!
Joe Morgan doesn't even think Ryan Sandberg belongs in the Hall of Fame.
My God. Anyway, well, calm down, Ronnie. I'm sorry for losing my temper, and I love the statue. Although, once again, I appreciate the statue. But how come it's not me clicking my heels instead of throwing the third? I mean, I always threw the third, but I'm known for clicking my damn heels. Make the statue of me clicking my heels. That's my legacy, not throwing to first base. Come on. Wow, Ronnie. Even though you would seem that you would have eternal happiness in the afterlife, Ronnie still has a little edge to him.
The Cubs are in the playoffs, Ronnie. Cheer up.
Well, you're right, Mark, Mike, what is it?
Mark.
Ralph?
It's all right. Whatever.
And you're the guy that says he's a sportscaster?
That's the guy.
Very good.
I know.
Well, it is in the book. You're a big sports fan. Look, guys, I'm exhausted already because I usually have a 2-minute day and then I sleep. There's really not much to do up here. It's very peaceful and it's very serene, but it's as boring as hell.
Say hi to Harry for me, by the way.
Well, hello, everybody. Oh, let's get all the puppets out here. No, but anyway, so Elton Jim, I'm glad you picked up my call because for 4 years I've been calling WGN and no one's picking up my call. I got to find Patrick at that other station. And Mike, nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you.
And it's nice to talk to all the fans. And I'm feeling. Well, and Ronnie just faded away.
Appropriate, really.
Well, it was nice to hear from good old number 10, wasn't it?
It was.
We've only got a couple minutes left, but I do want to touch on some of the other sports. The Bears are a disaster. They're talking about Cutler possibly playing today.
So what?
Is there exactly? Thank you.
So what?
So what? And I don't think I'm exaggerating. Don't you think it's possible that the Bears could go 0-16 this
There's
year?
no question.
If you look at the schedule and go game by game, you could say.
I thought that before the season started.
Right now, Oakland has been a horrible team many years. They're 2-0 now, I believe. So who knows? But think about it. If you were in Oakland and you looked at the Bears schedule,
absolutely,
you would say, "Oh, we're going to beat the Bears.
There's a win."
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand how other people are viewing us right now. We're 0-3. There is no. Well, I think we could be. Oh no, Oakland is already saying we win. We're 3-0 after this, or whatever they are. They haven't lost yet. So I'm just actually happy. I'm not happy because I'm a Bear fan, but I don't like to support when things are not right. I like to point out the problems so they can be confronted and they can be changed. That's how you change.
Because people are such big fans around here, I honestly don't think they understand. I looked it up. We have, not only are we historically bad, we have had 6 seasons of the last 20 over 500. Only 6 out of 20, and this will be 6 out of 21 because we're not going to get to 500 this year. That's terrible.
Yeah, and the thing that's bugged me about the Bears is they've always done this thing where they've been just good enough to make the playoffs on a fluke, but they're not legitimate contenders, so they play an extra game and get beat, and who cares? The goal is every season you should say to yourself, we are a Super Bowl contender, and it's not enough just to make the playoffs for one game. Playing 17 games in a 16-game season doesn't accomplish anything.
No.
And so at least what I'm happy about is they're not a good team and they're not playing well, and management is now beginning to accept that.
Yeah, you can't ignore it any longer.
You can't ignore it. And Bear fans, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but find some other plans on Sunday. But get out of the denial. This is not a good team, and look what the Cubs did. The Cubs blew the team up. They were horrible. The farm system was horrible. They needed an enema. This town needs an enema. And they needed an enema. And they got a huge big water tube and got an enema, and they blew that thing up, and look at 4 years later, playoff bound. And not even just playoff bound, but they've got a legitimate chance.
Because for once, they finally had people in charge who know how to draft.
Well, but they've got...
Because we've had a lot of last place finishes with the Cubs.
Right, exactly.
And a lot of chances to draft guys.
And they did.
Well, this group finally knew how to draft guys.
What I give Ricketts a lot of credit for is he went out, he got the best guy available, he gave him enough time to do it. He said, I'll accept losing seasons, and that's what the Bears need to do. They hired John Fox, a good move, a veteran coach, but then they went and hired a rookie GM. No, you got to get a guy with a proven record and get proven professionals. When you work for the Chicago Bears, you don't learn on the job. You come here with the resume. You don't start your resume with the Bears. We're a legacy team.
They don't seem to understand
I
that.
don't understand that.
No, well, here's one for you. I think it's 45 players the Packers have drafted or signed as free agents right out of college that's on their roster currently.
Oh,
that's a team that understands talent.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and we, and again, this team just does not draft well. We have to find someone.
Well, like I
who
said,
understands what
I
talent
think
is like.
they've made a few trades this week, so clearly there is some red alerts, which is good. But I said, if you're pointing out, people always get on my back, oh, you're such a Debbie Downer. It's not a Debbie Downer. I want the Bears to be good. I want Chicago teams to be good. Look what the Blackhawks did.
Yes.
One of the worst franchises in all of sports, not just hockey. What did they do? They hired John McDonough, Jay Blunk. They brought Pat Foley back. They did all the right moves, and look at what they've achieved. They were at rock bottom. They brought in professionals who had a proven track record.
Exactly.
And they said, go do your job, and they did their job, and they succeeded. That's what you have to do.
No, you understand the Cubs. If you look at the list of first-round draft picks before Theo and Jed got here, people don't understand. When the White Sox drafted Frank Thomas, the Cubs in the first round drafted Earl Cunningham. Ever heard of Earl Cunningham?
Wasn't he on Good Times?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their legacy. Lou Montañez, the list of
wasn't he on What's Happening?
Yeah, that never even made it to the majors, let alone were not all-stars. So we've had plenty of first-round picks. Now we finally have ones who can actually play. And
Don't get me started.
Yeah,
there's another voice from the dead.
You're freaking them
Don't
off.
get me started. Come on. No, sorry about that, Joan. But yeah, I'm just I hope the Bears do well. I hope they win, but I also want them to do well in the long run. And I think they need to make some major philosophical management changes.
Well, that's the other thing I looked up. They punted in every possession last ball game. I said, we've seen this movie. You and I, when we were kids, Bobby Joe Green, his leg was going to fall off. Right. Bobby Joe Green led the league in punts in a season 3 times, was second in the league in punts
Mac
3
Percival.
times. And then Bob Parsons took over, and he led the league in punts 3 times.
That's all they did.
We never had an offense in this town.
Oh, God. Well, Mark, I'm telling you, I appreciate you coming in. We had a little talk here, and I hope you had fun with Ronnie.
No, I did. I'm glad to talk to Ronnie.
Well, yeah, I'm a
little hurt that he didn't remember the conversations we've had over the years.
Well, he's always a little
Ronnie
befuddled.
is Ronnie, so
yes,
that's quite all right. No, I had a great time.
Well, thank you. Mark Vasko, local, he says, sports announcer in Chicago. Thank you for joining me. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to say goodbye. We'll be back after this.